Hey y'all, it's Holly. So I watched License to Kill. Um, I liked it, but there's some issues. So this is Timothy Dalton's second and last of the Bond movies, and I don't really know what the general consensus on this one is in comparison to uh, Living Daylights, but I like Living Daylights better. I don't know if most people like agree with me or people are split or if they like this one better. Don't know. Before I get too far in, please remember if you like my stuff, please consider supporting the channel. The best ways are always subscribing, leaving a comment, leaving a like, sharing amongst friends and family and such. All of those help out. But I don't know. Um, So basically, before I get into anything, the short plot is, I guess I can get into spoilers. I mean, come on, it's an 80s Bond movie at this point. But um, Bond and Felix are attending Felix's wedding, but at the same time, uh, they're going after this drug lord, Sanchez, and they capture him. But Sanchez has people working for him, and he escapes, grabs Felix, heavily interests Felix, and kills Felix's new wife. Bond, of course, goes on a revenge quest, and eventually gets said revenge. Um, One, I do like that they pretty much get Felix to the point where he is in the books, like where he's like his arms gone, his legs gone, and stuff. That is kind of fun. And I like that Bond is much more harsh in this one. I wouldn't say he's like full, like crazy. Like, if anything, he's hmm, maybe like I could see this as an early template for Casino Royale, Greg. Um, And there's some harshness and some like brutality there, but not like full on. Um, I don't, I don't know on this one really. I'm torn, let's say, because I do love Dalton as Bond. I wish that we got more. I feel like Living Daylights is a better like Bond movie for him, and this one he was stretching his legs a bit more, trying to become like a bit darker, kind of leaning to that, which makes sense. If I had to describe it, my feelings to this is that this is like the more chill books, where like after Bond just completed a big Russian spy kind of thing, and the next one's a gangster kind of thing. That's what it is. Um, Honestly, there's a lot of elements that feel very similar to the book version of Man with the Golden Gun, with Bond infiltrating the group, getting on his good side, like Sanchez's good side, trying to start working as like a bodyguard briefly for him doing like drug deals and stuff, and then like blowing up some stuff, things like that. So like there's elements from Man with the Golden Gun in this, um, and Sanchez is a great villain, played by let's say this. Yeah, Robert Davi. I mean, yeah, those who have seen the Goonies know Robert Davi. He's the main brother, the main villain in that, not the mom, but the one who sings. Um, this is a excellent outing for Q. Fantastic. We get a lot of Q in this, and I love that. Q is great in this. Um, Davi Sanchez's main henchman in this, amusingly enough, and greatly used. Well, I do wish he was in it more, but I feel like if he was more popular, he would have been. But this is a very early outing for Benicio del Toro, and he makes the most out of it. I love him in it, and I love Benicio in anything, so it's good to see him in it. Um, there are a lot of characters in this, a lot of moving parts, and much like Golden Gun, actually, the book version, where it's like, okay, this is that person's there, that's okay, and this is your plan, and that's okay, got it. That's what it feels like, just a lot of moving parts. Um, so if you're not paying attention, you kind of lose the plot kind of quickly, but then like the plot points that become important fade away, so it becomes so like the middle chunk is like very plot heavy, like different plot points popping up, and then they all get kind of dispersed away. Um, oh, also Shang-Chi, not Shang-Chi, sorry, um, Shang Shang Tsung. There we go, Shang Tsung, from Mortal Kombat 2. Not the recent ones, the old ones is in this too, as like a Chinese narcotics officer. Shang Tsung, yeah, Shang Tsung, Shang Tsung. So that's fun. I was like, is that Shang Tsung? Oh, that is. Which is amusing. Um, this is an odd case. There's a character in this. Who's like essentially the money man for Sanchez, and he looks incredibly familiar. Like the whole time, like this guy's familiar to me, but I don't know where. No, I still don't know him. Looked him up and like maybe I just saw him on TV with this movie. Um, one of the other henchmen, sort of, who's also like the money man. There's a couple money men people in this. Um, he owns a bunch of like ships and things. He's played by, if y'all remember in Matrix 2 and 3, there's the older councilman guy who like advises Neo and Morpheus and them, like the real old guy who's like the main councilman. It's that guy. Um, so like that's another one. I was like, is that? I recognize him. Where do I recognize him? I'm like, oh, him. Okay. Um, there's two Bond girls in this, much like a lot of times, but it's weird. It definitely feels like it's taking aspects from like early Bond books where both women fall in love with him instantly. And he's like, okay, sure, whatever. Like he appears to be less interested in any of the girls in this one. Um, I actually don't remember their names. Did they say their names? I'm sure they did. I just don't remember. That's how little of like they made an impression on me. Lupe is Sanchez's main girl, but she's in love with Bond for he saved her life, and then he's just like, okay, um, Bouvier, there we go, Pam Bouvier. Um, is like head over heels over Bond, jealous that he's doing things, and it's odd because once again, he kind of saves her life, and then almost instantly she falls in love with him. It's the same issue within the books where Bond has like one or two sentences with a girl. She's like, "Take me," like it's that kind of thing, and it doesn't work here really, um, especially in comparison to how the romance worked in Living Daylights, where Bond and sorry, I don't remember her name either. It's gonna come to me when I look it up, isn't it? Kara. Bond and Kara kind of build up their relationship in Living Daylights, and like she's still in love with uh, the villain in that one, and but like it's getting there, like they kind of build it up. That one makes sense to me. Sorry, but this one kind of just like out of it was like, okay, sure, whatever, I guess. Um, but I guess that's fitting with the novels. Yeah, a lot of this makes sense in a weird way, considering that Dalton was a huge fan of the novels. Um, and like he wanted his Bond to be that Bond. So his detachment for the women makes sense. The fact, like, I don't know if he helped write any of this, which like he's not listed as a writer, but like he could have had some input. And having the women fall in love with him instantly could have been a thing like that. I'm just speculating. I'm not 100% on that one at all. Yeah, this one, I think it's just there's too many moving parts. And much like a lot of the Bond books where he deals with gangsters and there's a lot of moving parts, it relies heavily on Bond and the writing of the gangsters. And that is the case. The gangsters are really good in this. Like Sanchez, Benicio's character, like all the other gangsters, like the people working for Sanchez, all make an impression. But it's the plot that's like, okay, he's pretending to be this guy, but then there's another group doing another thing, and Bouvier's still doing another thing. And there's Stinger missiles and trying to sell Stinger missiles, but that goes through, so that doesn't matter. But Sanchez has this guy who's also selling like meditation books, but using that as a front for the cocaine deals. And the guy who playing the meditation guy is played by Wayne Newton of all people. So there's a lot of moving little parts here. Um, yeah, I hate that I'm disappointed by it. It was still really fun. And the pyrotechnics stunts, oh my God, were amazing. There's a lot of pyrotechnics in this. And the kill, like the final death of Sanchez, worth it. Like excellent. Benicio's death, excellent. Like it's one that I feel like could have been done better if he appeared more. And even look at him because I don't remember. Kreft, I think is the name. I think it's Kreft, if I'm pronouncing it right. Um, where are you? Why? Crest. Crest's death is one of the more well-known ones, I would say, where he gets put into like one of those depressurization chambers, and his head, because Sanchez is messing with the pressure, his head explodes. Like that, I vividly remember. And like once I saw the pressurization chamber in this, I was like, is this one with that? Is this one? Because I couldn't remember if this was like. I knew it was a Greg, and I knew it was like maybe this is Dalton, but I also kind of thought it was Brosnan too. But I'm like, is this it? And it was. Um, Also, actually, I wish he was in it more. I really wish he was in it more. But one of the people in it is Everett McGill, and people you may know that name. He was in Twin Peaks as was he the lodge owner? No, no, he was not. He was the one who was married to the woman with the eye patch. But right? Yes. I want to make sure I'm right because it's been a while since Twin Peaks though too. So I need to make sure I'm right. Yeah, he was Big Ed in that. But he was also the best part. Sorry, the best part of People Under the Stairs. So soon, I'm like, oh, awesome, he's in this. He's not around for very long, but he is in it. Um, that was the other thing too. That was an issue for me. It sounds like I'm ragging on this movie a lot, but I did have fun with it. Just I liked Daylights a lot better. But in the beginning, like there's another character introduced, Sharky, who like Felix and Bond know, and he gets caught up with it and stuff. And it's like, who is this? Because the movie just begins like, you know this guy, it's Sharky. He's been there a lot of times. You know him. And I feel like he was supposed to be Quirrell. Quirrell was a character who returned and who was in two books. He was in Live and Let Die, and he was in Doctor No. He died in Doctor No in the book and in the movie, but he was known by Felix and Bond. And I feel like that's who he was supposed to be. And then they're like, oh, right, yeah, he died. Let's get someone else. Let's make up a new person. Um, And it, I don't know. I feel like I want to sit with this one more, or maybe rewatch it again. But yeah, I that hard-edged Bond, the more spy Bond, that like I feel like Living Daylights is the better one. And I may be on the same page as everyone else. I don't know. Really, I'm not huge into the Bond community despite doing this. The only two people I really know who know Bond is an old manager of mine who I don't really talk to much anymore. Um, who like, like I don't want to say much, but I will say is the manager is known within the wrestling circles where I live. He has a small time wrestling thing, small time in comparison. He's a wrestler. That's all I want to. I don't want to like be like, oh, I know this guy. Whatever. And then also like the only other Bond person I know, and I don't know him, I just watch his videos, is Calvin Dyson. But that's besides the point. Um, Marcus Adams, that's the guy I know. Don't tell anyone, okay? Um, Whatever. Uh, yeah, I wish we had more of Dalton. That's mainly what it is. Is it? This really feels like the best adaptations of the books in the sense of going from big Russia spy thing to gangsters. It happened within Moore a lot, but Moore was, I don't know. Moore was Moore. Let's just say Moore was Moore. His movies were his movies. And they didn't go from spies to gangsters. They went from spies to crazed businessmen with, I'm going to build underwater cities while blowing up Russia and the US. That's not really the same. Um, I feel like they tried to do that, but they still failed. Um, but this one definitely feels the most like the ships you would see in the books. I would love to see this version of Dalton take on like if this version of Dalton did Man with the Golden Gun and like faced Scaramanga would be awesome. I think I said that in my last Dalton review too. And also if he like if for so oh my God, I wish they did this version of Dalton, like Dalton doing Diamonds Forever, but like the book version of Diamonds, where it's like the American Gangsters, the Spang brothers, like both of them and stuff. All of that could really work. Basically, I just want to see Dalton more. Um, but Dalton is done. Um, I'm still going to do the ranking, but if you're seeing this, you kind of already know my ranking, but I will still do it anyway because some people may not see this. They may see it afterward. And, I may come up with new reasons why or rethink on it and stuff. So we'll see. But besides that, next up is Brosnan, who I'm looking forward to because Brosnan is how I got into Bond. I have a very, very vague memory of seeing World's Not Enough in theaters, and I feel like I may have seen Tomorrow Never Dies, but I don't think I did. I may have been way too young to see it, but I do remember seeing World's Not Enough, and I remember seeing all the rest afterward. So process of how I got in. So that I'm looking forward to. But that's all I got for now. Till next time.